If you've been trying to climb through the skill divisions in ranked play, you've probably noticed that the higher you get, it seems like you earn less and less SR, making it harder and take longer to rank up. Before I go into detail on 3 ways you can actually gain more SR, you first need to understand the hidden performance range. To understand the hidden performance range, we're going to be reading a thread on Twitter from Lawrence Metten, who is a Treyarch employee. And in this thread, he breaks it down really well. HPR is how good our underlying performance systems think you are and how we predict you'll stack up against other players. Beat players with a higher HPR than you and your HPR goes up, fall short of expectations and it goes down, perform consistently and your HPR narrows. HPR and SR are directly linked. You may start at 0 SR in Modern Warfare 2 ranked, but with each win, the SR system is trying to climb you closer towards your underlying HPR. The further your SR is below your HPR target, the more SR you gain after each win. This is why players typically see their biggest SR gains in the early grind. When players start out at 0 SR, they're usually the furthest they'll ever be from their underlying HPR. The distance your SR is away from your HPR also determines the minimum and maximum amount of SR available to be won after your next win. Where you fall in this min-max range is determined by 2 key factors, personal and team performance. In lower divisions, we put a premium on personal preference to try and graduate better players out of the starting divisions quickly. Perform well in these divisions and you will earn close to the maximum SR amount available to you based on your current distance from your HPR. In higher skill divisions, we focus more on team play so that all winning playstyles are equally rewarded and teamwork is encouraged. In these divisions, how much of your available min-max SR range you earn is primarily based on the performance of your team versus your opponents. As your SR starts to catch up with your HPR, the amount of SR you'll earn for wins will start to slow and level off. At this point, SR gains may be slow going, but if you manage to improve your overall performance, your HPR will rise and carry your SR with it. And he kind of ends off with a last message of, we see a lot of questions like, I top fragged, why did my teammates earn more SR? If you see someone else earning considerably more or less SR than you, it's likely due to a difference in how close either of you are to your HPR. So to kind of summarize everything he said, basically there's a hidden rank that the game believes you should be at. So for example, when a rank play released and you were at 0 SR bronze, if you were a pretty good player, then maybe your HPR believed you should be around diamond, so you might be getting 180 SR per win for several ranks, especially as you perform well individually throughout the early ranks, and you'll be able to get to diamond a lot faster. But on the flip side, if you start out as 0 SR bronze and the game only thinks you're a silver 3 player, then you're probably not going to be doing as well or getting 180 or however many SR even in those very first games, because you are already closer to what your HPR currently is at silver. But if you do very well, then your HPR can move up, so then maybe the game will realize, okay, maybe this guy could be platinum, and then you'll start earning more SR. Now that we kind of have an understanding for what the hidden performance range is and how it works, here are 3 ways that you could potentially improve your hidden performance range and earn more SR for winning. The first way is going to be win games versus higher skill divisions. Now, you don't get to choose when you're playing against higher skill divisions, but when you do get those games where the game is giving you the higher skill division opponents, try to prioritize winning those games, because if you do good in those games, it will propel your HPR up and help you earn more SR, not only for that match, but also for future matches, because you're then going to be pushing that HPR further up the skill division ladder and making you further away from your HPR, and therefore you will earn more SR per win. The second way you could gain more SR is by putting up big slaying numbers. You can do this by either running an aggressive submachine gun role and just trying to really slay out and be super aggressive. A lot of people like that play style. Or if you have a slower play style, you could try to run attack and just hold cuts and crosses, try to kind of spawn trap people and rack up the kills that way. And if you can do this, especially against those higher skill divisions and just perform well in general, it's going to push that hidden performance range back and therefore result in gaining more SR over time. The way number 3 is going to be become an objective player. Of course, the objective is the objective of the game, so you need to play the objective to win the games, and you can do this in multiple ways. You can focus on playing in the hill and getting that hill time. You could focus on getting bombed down yourself, or getting defuses in search and destroy, or you could focus on captures and defends and control, and of course do all of those in all of their respective game modes. And overall that can also improve not only just winning more matches, but also if you're doing that again against higher skill divisions especially, it's going to just look better overall for your hidden performance range, and eventually over time it will increase it if you're just getting hill time, slaying out, and able to clutch up in the games whenever it does put you against a higher skill division player. So to summarize, the hidden performance range is essentially where the game thinks you should be, and that determines how much SR you are getting for your win. So if you're only getting like 30 or 40 or 50 SR per win and you feel like it's not that much, that means you're probably close to where the game thinks you should be, and you need to find a way, whether it's defeating the higher skill division players, playing more aggressive and getting a lot of kills, or getting a lot of objective time and objectives done. Combining all three of these is the best way to earn more SR, because you're going to be pushing that hidden performance range farther and farther away, meaning you will gain more SR per win. So at the end of the day, to really summarize it into like one thing you need to do is just play better, get better at the game, and if you find yourself kind of stuck, then maybe that's just the rank you're supposed to be at until you make that leap to be able to beat the better players consistently, and then start to really get much better than them, and then eventually your HPR will naturally push out, you'll get more SR, and so on. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content and you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.